This sounds pretty good, but this sounds even better. And I think you're going to be surprised at just how easy it is to play. Let's begin. Okay, so last week I taught you this in the left hand. And admittedly, maybe I taught it a little bit too quickly. So what I've done is I put a worksheet into the description that's going to tell you every single note and every single finger position in order to play it if you've got it in front of you, say on your phone or on a tablet device, or even print it off if you like. So make sure that you've got that left hand sorted from last week before moving on to the right hand for this week. And the right hand makes it sound quite full, but it's not too complicated. It just consists of 3 different chords in the right hand. There's one, there's another, and there's the other. Okay, so where do we begin? Well, we begin with chord 1, and it's a shape that sounds like this. And it's G, C, and E, 1, 3, and 5. Let me just do that so you can see it a little bit clearer. And when you play it, try and keep your other fingers sort of resting on keys close by, or at least not tucked away like I just did for demonstrating to you exactly what notes to play. Now, a really good way of practicing exactly how to get to this chord is to take your hand away, really annoyingly, and play it again. Take your hand away, play it again. Take it away, put it back. Over and over, you can move your hand to all different sort of positions to try and make sure that your muscle memory is focused really keenly on those 3 notes. Now, when you take it away, try and relax your fingers. Don't keep it tense in that particular hand position, because that won't help the training. Just take it away, relax, and play it again until you're confident with that chord. Now, that chord plays with every single time your little finger in the left hand plays a C. So it goes like this. Already sounds pretty good. But now when we get to the F, we need a new chord, and that's this one. It's a little bit weird, but it consists of A, C, and E flats with 2, 3, and 4. Might require a little bit of a twist of the wrist to be able to make it, not too far, but just enough to be able to reach that note, and it fits nicely when you play the left in the left hand. Okay, so again, take your hand away, put it back, take your hand away, put it back. Let's go to chord 1, put it back, chord 2, put it back, chord 1, put it back, chord 2, put it back. And just like that, suddenly you're learning those shapes, and then the next step is to transition between those 2 without moving your hand too far away from the piano. If you notice, between chord 1 and chord 2, that 3rd finger barely moves, it stays on the C. So it's not too bad. And that gets us most of the song already, and it should sound like this. So chord 1, every time there's a C that pops up. Chord 2, every time an F. Chord 1 for the C. And now when we get to this bit in the left hand, we need chord 3, and that's G, B, and D played with 1, 2, and 4. Let me just move that finger out of the way so you can see it. 1, 2, and 4. Try and keep your other fingers resting on the keys. Do as I do, not as I say. And that's something that you might want to practice going from chord 3 to chord 2 to chord 1, because that's going to be a really important progression that combines with the left hand in a moment. So that was chord 3 with G, B, and D, 1, 2, and 4. Chord 2, A, C, and E flat, which was actually 1, 3, and 4. And then chord 1, G, C, and E. And again, you could take your hand away and practice that shape a few times to make sure that you can get to it before practicing that particular set of chords. So let's put it all together. So that 3rd chord only arrives when we play the G with our little finger in the left hand. So let's run through it. So we've got chord 1 when the left hand plays the C with the little finger. Chord 2 when the little finger of the left hand plays the F. Back to C for chord 1. Now chord 3 when our little finger plays the G. Chord 2 when our little finger plays the F. As we know, we've practiced this pattern, and now we're back to chord 1 for the ending, and we can hit that C once more to finish. And in fact, you could play it an octave higher for a bit of flourish. So let's play the full thing, shall we, at speed. Maybe just play lots of C's at the end. Octave C's. That sounds a bit better than the chord I just suggested. But whenever you're playing this, obviously you just heard me play it really quick. Start the practicing slowly, just like this. It can literally be this slow. It might feel a little bit painful to begin with, but you're training your fingers every step of the way to be accurate. So start really slow, get those transitions as smooth as possible, and then when you speed it up, you find it really easy because you've already trained your fingers to go in the right directions. Right, it's time for your practice for the week. And this week, your 5 minutes of practice a day should begin by reminding yourself what each of the chord positions are. Don't forget, you can always rewind and rewatch this video. Then, once you've got the chord stuck in your head, you can begin trying all the different changes that your right hand needs to do to make each of those chords possible, making sure to always be nice and smooth as you do so. Finally, once you've got that right hand confident with the chords, then reintroduce the left hand and slowly put them together. If you're feeling particularly adventurous, you can always make use of a metronome to keep you on track. Just remember, start it slow. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this week's lesson. Don't forget, you can actually find all the previous lessons in the description below. Of course, if this video helped you out, give it a like. If you want to see more of these videos, hit the subscribe button. It's free. And if you want to make sure you're notified for when your next lesson comes out, 10 AM on Saturdays, make sure you hit the notification bell, and I'll see you next time.